Hi, guys. Welcome back to the Sing Confidently Live Creatively podcast. Estelle here. We are back for another episode. I'm recording this from my little sublet in NYC because I wanted to pop in and do some episodes even while I'm here. So, yeah, how are you guys doing? I had this idea for the episode today after seeing a show on Broadway that I've been wanting to see for a long time because I absolutely loved reading The Great Gatsby when I was in high school and like multiple times. And then the movie, of course, I was obsessed with Lana Del Rey's Young and Beautiful and that particular scene with the shirts. If you guys know what I mean, please let me know you know what I mean from that Great Gatsby film that came out, like the movie, the version that came out in that 20, was it 2015, 14 era? Somewhere around there. So and like when Young and Beautiful came out by Lana Del Rey, like that whole combination just I loved it so much. And I found the book really interesting. Reading like watching it now as an adult and like thinking back to those some of like the themes that are in The Great Gatsby, it's even like more interesting to me to read now as an adult, like kind of understanding things even more and understanding the depth of like how the stories are being told in The Great Gatsby and how like material things like pursuing material things how empty it is and other storylines and stuff like that. But anyway, I had a really great time seeing it and I wanted to share some lessons with you guys. Not I'm not going into like the story of it. I'm not going to spoil anything if you've never seen it or if you've never read the book or if you've never watched the movie. Um but I wanted to share some lessons, some kind of like reflections that I think are important for you to hear as someone, as me myself, someone who is a performing artist, a full-time voice teacher and music educator, and pursuing performing too. Like I'm pursuing performing professionally. Oh, say that 5 times fast. I am pursuing performing professionally, and I am trying to focus in, like, I'm kind of in the season where I feel more established as a voice teacher. Like I have work when it comes to teaching music and teaching voice. And also I want my performing to be kind of like meet the same level, like reach the same level kind of. Like I want to also have yeah, be able to perform more and more with more intention and with more focus. And so I've been really thinking through that for myself and for you guys because you are wanting to start singing as an adult. You're wanting to start performing as an adult. And especially if you're wanting to do this professionally, right? It can be really overwhelming when you are first starting again, or you're starting for the first time, you've never sung before. It can feel very overwhelming. And these like two lessons that I'm going to share with you in regards to your journey as a singer and a performer as an adult are crucial to moving forward for myself and for you. And so the first thing that I want to say is, oh, before I even dive into that, before I even get into that, if you don't know me, hi, I have an online performing arts studio, voice studio called Creatively Performing Arts, where I teach voice lessons, and I do have some voice lesson slots still open to the end of July with a summer deal. Just FYI, if you want to grab one to work with me. I have worked with students before, young and old, online and in person, and I love helping adults, especially build confidence in your voice again after not singing in a while. So if that's you and you want to work with me after listening to today's episode, go ahead and check out creativelybyestelle.com/studio. And just know that I'm going to be like wrapping up coaching for a time, like for the time being after the end of July. So just a heads up, I'm gonna kind of put a pause on that as I kind of transition to some other things, and I'll talk to you guys about that later. But yeah, creativelybyestelle.com/studio if you want to go ahead and take advantage of that now. And if you want to connect with me more after this episode, you can go to creativelybyestelle.com/community to come check out our community free Facebook group. You can ask questions, you can chat with me over there, you can share your ideas, you can tell me whether or not you love Young and Beautiful by Lana Del Rey. I'd love to hear all the things. Okay, so let's get into it. The first lesson that I learned that I want you to really, really hear me on is that there is no perfect singing. There is beautiful singing, but there's no perfect singing. And I guess like you could say that you learn this every time that you go see live theater, but and maybe I just need to see more live theater. Honestly, yes, that's actually true. But when you think about Broadway, it's like the height of like performing, right? Of live performing, live production, live theater, live vocals. And it was absolutely beautiful. Everyone did such a beautiful job. Oh my goodness gracious. And also, you could hear that these were real life humans who are doing 8 shows a week, who are, training and performing and who are so well trained and who have done so much work and are doing such beautiful work. And you could hear the humanness in their voices. Like you could hear that this was not fake. This was live. These were not, this is not a cast recording where everything is, they sound real. Of course, the cast recording sounds real and sounds amazing, but the cast recordings are also, there's some sort of auto tuning. There's some sort of, cleaning up the vocals, right? And so when you're so used to hearing that and then you see a show live, it really helps you to experience that these are human voices that are working so hard and that are so um like they have had so much training and they have so much technique. And also you can hear the humanness in their voices. You can hear that not every single note is exactly how you thought it would be, or is exactly like certainly it's not exactly how it is like in the maybe in the original cast recording, because these are different singers, they do it different nights, they do it differently different nights, right? But you just hear like you hear different nuances in their voices. And it's not always perfect, right? It doesn't always sound perfect. If I'm thinking like technically, I might say like, oh, maybe this could be different technically. As a voice teacher, I can't help it. I'm like, oh, I noticed this in the voice. Like maybe this could have been, this way, or this could, not to say anything, but just to say that like it just reassured me as a singer and a performer that like I'm not trying to achieve perfect singing, because even these Broadway performers, there were human elements in their voice, right? I don't know if I'm explaining this correctly. Not like dramatically, but I could just hear certain things in the voice that I was like, oh, like that was not like exactly like I don't think I'm explaining this correctly. You know how you can hear someone sing and they sound beautiful, but maybe you're like, oh, like, okay, maybe that note could have been lifted in the pitch a little bit, or, oh, maybe this could have had like a little bit different vibrato, that kind of thing. Like they could have just made different choices than what they did make. But it doesn't mean that it's not beautiful singing, right? So that's what I experienced, was just that like I feel like I have to be sometimes as singers, we feel like we have to be technically perfect in order to be able to say that we are singers. So you as an adult singer getting back to singing, you might feel scared that, oh, I'm not technically perfect, so I can't sign up for this open mic night. Let me reassure you that even though these performers are technically skilled, not every single sound they made was technically perfect. They were acting their hearts out, and there were beautiful sounds being made, and it was human, and it wasn't like the most technically proficient every single second, and that was what made it powerful. So I hope that that like that's coming across the way that I want it to come across as, and like I. It just made me so in awe of them, and it just inspired me so much that I don't have to like I don't want to hear robotic singing anyway. Like I don't want to hear perfectly technical singing anyway. So why would I think that that's what I have to achieve in order to be good enough as a singer? So as you're on this journey of building confidence in your adult years, in your 20s and 30s, or however old you are, getting back into singing after college, you're wanting to get back into singing as you're like working your day job, just know that even though you are working on technique, you don't have to be a technically perfect singer in order to call yourself a singer. You can build confidence in your voice and know that it's not always going to sound perfect, but you can always sound beautiful. You can always sound human. You can always get the message across. And that is worthy. That is what makes you a singer. Okay, that's my first lesson. And honestly, that's the main thing. The second lesson is kind of like more of a takeaway. After seeing the show, it really inspired me. It really, really inspired me. Every time I see live theater, it inspires me. I don't know why. Well, I know why I don't see more of it sometimes, but timing and money and all the things. But, you know, seeing live theater, seeing live performances, it's always inspiring. It's always inspiring. But just the thing is that it can be easy to stay in that inspiration and stay in that inspired state. Even after you listen to this episode, you could get inspired. But the thing is, don't stay inspired, take action. That's my takeaway. Because then I thought about like, wow, I'm so inspired by these actors and actresses are incredible. Okay, like I could just be like, okay, let me keep on keeping on. But no, like, how did they get there? They took action, right? They went to voice lessons. They went to auditions. They put themselves out there. They shared ideas. They asked questions. They got connected with other artists. They got connected in community with other singers and performers. And, they did the work that they had to do. And taking action is what is going to help you to really become the confident singer and performer that you want to be. It's great and important to be inspired, but then don't stay inspired. Take action. That's my second takeaway. Not really lesson per se, but a takeaway after seeing that show and reflecting on it myself. This is not in any ways related to the actual storyline of the show of Great Gatsby, but just like being inspired as a singing teacher and performer myself. Like these are some lessons that I wanted to share with you. Again, the first one is there is no perfect singing. There is beautiful human singing and aim for your own unique, beautiful sound. Okay. Doesn't mean that you shouldn't work on technique. That is important for sustainable singing. It is important for healthy singing, and of course, like help you that stay on pitch and have a nice tone and things like that. But just know that you're not going to achieve some perfect singing, and that's not what we want. We want beautiful human singing. And then number two, don't just be inspired, but take action. Okay, don't just be inspired. Take action. So if you are inspired that you don't have to have perfect singing, I want you to take action right now. Go to creativelybyestelle.com/community, creativelybyestelle.com/community, and join our free Facebook community and post in the community today. Take action right now. Post in the community today. One thing that you are going to be taking action on as a singer this week. One thing, just one thing. Are you going to submit an audition? Are you going to look up an audition? Are you going to take a dance class? Are you going to look up dance classes in your area? It doesn't matter how small the step is, but go and put it in the Facebook group. It is a free group and it's a free way for you to get accountability from me, a professional voice teacher who's in there every single day, as well as with other artists and other creatives. So I want us all to be connecting in there. That is like my little dream. So please go and connect and get some accountability. Take action today. Again, creativelybyestelle.com/community. If you really hate Facebook and you don't want to do Facebook, you can also come follow me on Instagram and let me know what your action step is going to be, and I'll make sure that I chat with you over there as well. But thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being here. I really hope this inspires you and helps you to move forward as a singer and a performer. Let's keep going and growing together. Have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you later. Thank you so, so much for listening to today's episode and to this show. I'm so in awe of you for being here and showing up for your creative gifts. That takes courage. Don't forget to join the Performing Arts community on Facebook for support and inspiration as you continue on your journey. If this episode helped or inspired you in any way, please leave a review on Apple Podcasts and share it with someone. It means so, so much. Thank you again, and don't forget to keep singing, acting, dancing, performing, and living creatively. Talk to you next time.